To begin server-side rendering with Angular Universal, we first need to install the required packages. Here, we are installing at Universal Express engine, which enables our Angular application to be rendered on the server using Express. Using the Angular cls ing add command, we can easily add Angular Universal to our existing Angular project. Make sure to replace Angular Universal example with the name of your client-side project. This command modifies your application and adds necessary server-side rendering, SSR, files and dependencies. Now that Angular Universal is added to your project, let's set up an Express server to handle server-side rendering. First, we require Express, which is a minimal and flexible Node.js web application framework. It allows us to set up middlewares to respond to HTTP requests. Here we're requiring the Universal Express engine we installed earlier. This engine integrates Angular's server-side rendering with our Express app. We also require Pro-Veed module map from Universal module map ng factory loader. This function allows us to support lazy loaded routes in our Angular app during server-side rendering. We're creating a new instance of an Express application by calling Express. This app object gives us the ability to set up our server. Here we're defining a port variable to determine where our server will listen. Well, use the environment's port if it's set, otherwise fall back to port 4000. Next, we import app server module ing factory and lazy module map from our compiled server application. These are generated by the Angular ahead-of-time compiler and are necessary for Angular Universal to function properly. We set up an Express engine for HTML files using ng Express engine. This configuration is critical as it tells Express to use Angular Universal for rendering. Bootstrap refers to the root module used by Universal, and providers enable support for lazy loaded modules. With AppSet, we instruct Express to use HTML as the default view engine. This means when we render pages, they'll be parsed as HTML templates. We specify where our application's views will be located. Dist browser is the directory where the client-side builds are outputted after building your project. We serve static files such as stylesheets, scripts, and images from the dist browser folder using Express built-in middleware. The max age option sets the cache control HTTP header to help with performance. For all other routes, we use the Angular Universal engine to render our application's index view. Here, rec refers to the incoming request, ensuring that Angular can perform an accurate server-side rendering based on the request path and parameters. Finally, we start our server and listen on the specified port. A message will be logged to the console confirming that the server is up and running. After setting up the server, the last step is to build and serve our application with server-side rendering. Running npm run build. SSR will build both the client and server side of your application, and npm run serve. SSR will start up your Node.js server with the Universal bundle.